It's unbelievable what this starting rotation has done basically since more or less that first series of the year. Bullpen included in that. The pitching has been absolutely tremendous. We'll get into a ton of the numbers today because Ranger Suarez right now, I think everybody loves Ranger.
Oh,
and it's great to see a guy that's been on the cusp of a breakout season and just kind of been marred by injuries here or there. About to kick in that door and have it. So Ranger Suarez last night goes 7 innings pitched, 2 hit ball, 0 earned runs with 5 Ks. Now entering the game, Rob Thompson told Ranger, look, I got you on an 80 pitch count. You won 112 last game. I got to look out for you. It's a long season. And he went out and threw 88 pitches because at the end of the 6th inning, Rob Thompson was looking at it and he was only at, I think, 68 or 70 pitches. And he was like, well, that's too little.
Right.
And you've been so good. So go back out there and go get him. So Ranger Suarez with 88 pitches last night. He now has a 25-inning scoreless streak going. This is the longest Phillies scoreless streak since Cliff Lee's 30 2/3 innings from August to September 10th, 2011.
I love it.
We are watching a run of greatness here from Ranger Suarez.
Yeah.
And it's really, really impressive.
It is. It is to have in your first 31 pitches, you've the first 9 outs of the game. Like he is so locked in right now, and it's so fun to see. And the thing is, he brings like the swagger, like the play that
the
he
way
makes,
he fields,
the way the plays that he makes. You're like, oh my god, it's like this is why you love him, Jamie.
Yeah,
this is why everybody loves him. It's swaggy, it's calm, it's like it's every time he takes the mound, good things are gonna happen, and I love the fact that he's on this tear right now. And when you look at the fact he's leading the NL with a 1.36 ERA, he's top of the league with that. 4-0 to start off the season, a 2.60 FIP, 1 WAR. And the only pitchers who have more WAR this season are Cutter Crawford on my fantasy team and Zach Wheeler at 1.1. I mean, Ranger is pitching phenomenally. I know in the chat, you guys are also sharing the Ranger love because well-deserved that we're getting a healthy Ranger to start off the season, who, as we have already talked about so many times, has ambitions this year to go over 200 innings. Please do. Please pitch more than 200 innings this year. Please continue to be this consistent and to be the guy that people are questioning. Is he truly a number 3? Is he a number 2? That's a great problem to have, that your quote-unquote number 3 is pitching so well that it's like, wait a minute, he could be someone else's 1 or 2 depending on the team. So it's fantastic to see. Also fantastic to see you guys in the chat. Chris Slemmer was first, of course, guys, by no surprise. Provolone John, and I know you guys are talking in the chat about Suarez. Neil Dever, you're saying how Suarez is the number 1 player in your fantasy league amongst hitters or pitchers, which is kind of nuts. John's mentioning every Ranger start has at least one exceptionally good fielding play. It's uncanny. That doesn't happen with any other pitcher. Yeah, he has a play every game that you're kind of like, Ranger.
Yeah, I've heard some Fransky and LA and Stocker calls where it's like Ranger Suarez catches it, surveys the stadium,
takes his time,
looks over at first base and gets the out. He is, I don't want to have a take here, but he's definitely one of the top fielding pitchers I've ever seen with my two eyeballs.
He just makes it look so easy too.
Effortless.
Like it's so effortless. Like the play last night, first of all, he jumps up, smooth, easy, grabs it out the air. But like you said, he does it in a way that it looks like he's just taking his time because it's so effortless. He's not rushing. He's not scrambling. The ball's not bobbling. It's like pop.
Yeah.
Let me wave to the fans. Let me,
Yeah, Tom and
take my time.
It was Tom and Rube last night. I'm blanking. Whoever it was, they were like, it's only a matter of time until he eventually wins a Gold Glove here.
Oh yeah.
It's not kind of when, but you're not if, but when. He's that good in the field. So Ranger Suarez this is thanks to our friends at Baseball Reference. Ranger Suarez is the 7th Phillies pitcher in the last 100 years to have 3 games spanned with 0 earned runs and 20 strikeouts. Now, Jim Salisbury is going to join us in a little bit, and he's covered the Phillies for a long, long time. He's been up close and personal for a lot of these runs. I'm curious, if he kind of where Ranger falls.
Yeah.
And granted, it's a small sample size, but it's a great sample size. When you're getting compared to Cliff Lee's and that run in 2011,
Exactly.
it's pretty remarkable. Now, Matt Gelb has a really interesting piece this morning on The Athletic from the perspective of JT Realmuto, and he caught up with JT last night, and he was like, all right, everybody's talking about the pitching, but what's this like from your perspective? Like, what is the key to this? And JT basically boiled it down to the Phillies rotation, of course, is great. We all know that. They all have stuff. And he kind of said, like, it doesn't have to be overpowering stuff when you have 4 to 6 pitches.
Yeah.
And he was like, every single guy right now, and he even quoted, what's the center, not the center fielder, the right field, Fairfield, the right fielder for the Reds. Morgan Fairchild.
Stuart Fairchild.
Yeah. He was quoted in the story, and it was just kind of like, yeah, you don't really know what's coming from Ranger because he's pinpointing everything. And JT's point was these guys have 4 to 6 pitches that they'll throw to either side of the plate, and they keep you guessing. And hitters really have no idea what's coming. And, like, he's like, it doesn't have to be overpowering stuff when you're guessing at 4 to 6 different pitches.
Right.
He's like, most guys don't have that. Most guys have 2 to 3. And he's like, every one of these guys is fearless and is hitting their spots and will throw anything at you at any count. And that really messes with hitters.
It does. It does. And I think ultimately, when you take a step back and you look at the Phillies' start to the season so far, and as we've already hit on, they are far, far ahead of the curve with how many being now 7 games over 500, which it took them until July and June of the last 2 seasons to do that. When you look at how well they've started, it's remarkable because they're getting now at a point, and I know people are talking about the bats and Yoro, and we'll get there as well.
Oh, yeah.
Shutouts. You have, Ranger has back-to-back games that as we talk about, his consecutive streak of 25 innings. But this team as a whole is shutting people out, holding them to maybe 2 runs, 1 run here, none. When you have the ability to completely dominate a game from start to finish and don't ever allow your opponent to get going at all, and now the bats are heating up, that is a great recipe for success. And it's exciting to see because it gives on both sides the confidence. You have guys, whether it's a Cody Clemens, whoever it is that's smashing balls out of the ballpark, which is giving your pitchers the support, but then your pitchers are also giving your hitters the support that when they go up to bat, I've got you. The other team has 0. Don't even worry about it. We're not chasing the game. We're not worried about anything because we know day in and day out, it's going to start with our starting pitchers setting the tone early, getting strikes, completely running through the opponent's batting order and demolishing them to the point you have them swinging and looking lost. And it's just, I feel like everybody's just feeding off each other. And now, and I know Tyler had mentioned it before the show started, of like, it's almost like a video game because it really feels that way of like a cheat code at times. And it's only April, so I'm not going to get too ahead of myself. But it's great to have this problem early on because it allows you to manage guys. Like you have to put in a Junior Marte, a Jeff Hoffman, not out of necessity, just because you got to keep them fresh.
Yeah, I mean,
you're
Jeff
bringing
Hoffman
in a Cody
came in
Clemens
last night
because Bryce Harper,
work.
Bryce Harper's goes on paternity leave. Congrats to him and his wife. That their 3rd child is there. I don't know when the child will be born, but sometime this week, if not already. Cody Clemens comes in, smashes the ball at the ballpark. Like these are great problems to have that everybody is contributing, and it's like, who's next? Who do I want to play today? Because it's been very consistent. I feel like they're just feeding off each other so well, which is fun to see.
Yeah, if I was an alien coming down last night and got dropped in on the baseball stadium, I'd be like, why is Jeff Hoffman pitching in a blowout game when he's one of your high leverage arms?
Oh, my goodness.
Oh, wait, the bullpen has been so underused that guys just have to go in to get some regular work.
Literally.
I mean, this is they're jiving right now. And it would be great to see them win this series, three games, because it's a stupid 4-game series. That's another point. But yeah, I mean, they're tremendous. Now, Tyler, you have the Ranger Suarez pitch map from last night. I always love looking at a pitch map. Why don't you hit us with Rangers?
Take a look at this, and I'm just going to casually put my face up there as well. Hey, look, that's me.
Oh, hey,
we finally figured it out. So take a look at this. I know
Let's get a thumbs up for Tyler's face.
I know it's a little bit hard to see in the middle there, and I'm going to move it around.
I see balls in every single quadrant.
You know where you don't see balls? That's the point of this graphic. Do you know where you don't see pitches?
High and outside.
Down the middle of the plate.
Yeah.
If you zoom in on this box, which we will do later, you will be able to see look, that middle. There's nothing because there's really not. There's no reason for middle. And what that tells you is Ranger pitched so effectively last night that there were no mistake pitches. And the mistake pitches are up and in. They're down and away. They're down and there's a couple down and in. But like there is nothing on that spray chart that says middle. Middle gets hit a long way. It doesn't matter how good you are as a pitcher.
I couldn't see that box at first, but you're right.
There's no middle on that one.
The lights make it tough to see that. But interesting. I mean, all these guys are hitting their spots right now. And when you do that, you can get away with, I don't know if this is going to be applicable to Taijuan Walker, but when you're Aaron Nola and Ranger Suarez, you can get away with 91, 92 mile an hour fastballs if you're putting them where you want them.